deep in the hole, and $44 million means you have to make $88 million. You have to, because you're in, I mean, that kind of money, you're in a 48% tax bracket, so you have to make twice that to make, to have that for profit. So these guys were deep in the fucking hole, and most people can't afford to get that deep in, so they bail out. Like, there's a company called the WFA. They're a huge organization. They have all these big money guys behind them, big plans. They put on one show in LA. It tanked. They lost a shitload of money, and everybody backed the fuck out. And they were supposed to have a show next weekend in Vegas, and the show's canceled. And now they've moved it to sometime in January. I root for all of them, dude. I hope they all make it. I want these fighters to be making shitloads of money. It's a fucking tough way to make a living, and that's all I'm concerned with. I want to make sure these guys can retire comfortably, and they don't have to fight like way past the time that they want to because they need the money.
Yeah, I got one more question. Do you see another weight class coming in between the 155 and 170?
Yes. You know what? I'm doing a new show. It actually starts, it airs tonight, I think. Is today Thursday?
Yeah.
It airs tonight at midnight on Spike. It's called Inside the UFC, and I'm hosting it. And we sit down with Dana White, and that's one of the things we talk about is weight classes. There's gonna be a 145-pound weight class eventually, and they're gonna make the weight classes smaller. Instead of a big jump between like 170 and 185, they're gonna figure out what to do, and they're weighing it out. But the real thing is it has to go past the Nevada State Athletic Commission and all the other state athletic commissions as well. It's not as simple as let's just decide to make guys who weigh 110 fight. I mean, you have to get that weight class approved by the athletic commissions. So
yeah,
it's kind of tricky.
Uriah Faber's coming over there, right?
What's that?
Uriah Faber?
Yeah, Uriah Faber. Yeah, he was hanging out at the last UFC, and hopefully he'll be fighting over there. Yeah, there's a perfect example of a guy who's a great fighter, but he's not quite big enough to fight 155. But he's fucking awesome at 145. And there's a bunch of guys: Jeff Curran, Ivan Menjivar. There's a bunch of great guys who fight at 145, and I would like to see that weight class open up.
I'm good friends with Rich Clemente, and it just 155 didn't suit him, and 170 is kind of too big for him, so it's an in-between for him. So yeah,
that's another good example. That guy should be fighting like 160 something,
Yeah, exactly. So I appreciate it, Joe. Thanks a lot.
All right, dude. Take it easy, man.
I met these guys that I wonder if they do this around the country. I guess they do. They were called the Fight Club, and they get together every Saturday or Sunday
and beat the fuck out of each other.
Yeah. But they're really. They're doing they're doing everything. They got weapons. They're doing
weapons.
Yeah,
weapons.
They're teaching. They're teaching and fighting, teaching each other and fighting. There's one day.
Do they fight with the weapons?
I didn't see that part. But they were there. The weapons were there. The sticks and whatever. Whatever. But these dudes were killers. I'm telling you, they were. There was one, he was so big, and he showed me it, I go, just show me something. He took it like that. I'm small anyhow, but they just practiced. And some of them were just the average-looking guy. Maybe one was a little overweight. They're the kind of guy that if they cut in front of you in line, you'd say something to them, and they could kill you in the blink of an eye. Or if they cut you off in a car, you give them, you don't even know what half of these killers look like. And these guys were killers.
Well, there's a lot of guys who fight in the UFC that don't look that scary. And you look at them, they look like average-sized guys.
Boss doesn't look
Boss?
huge.
Did you say Boss?
Yeah.
Boss Rutten?
Yeah.
Boss Rutten looks like a fucking killer. Are you crazy?
Really?
If you saw Boss Rutten, you talk shit to him? The guy's a fucking animal.
Anybody, but in clothes?
His neck is as big as your fucking waist. He's got a shaved head. He's covered with tattoos. Tattoos on the palms of his fucking hands. And you look in his eyes, you see straight psycho. Boss Rutten.
Is that a better example?
He's talking about former UFC heavyweight champion, this guy Boss Rutten, former king of Pancrase, probably one of the most brutal strikers ever to fight in MMA. Shut the fuck up.
If you have a tattoo,
didn't think it looked that big.
If you have a tattoo above your neck, don't fuck with that guy.
All right, anybody can get a tattoo above your neck.
Yeah, but usually they don't care. They have nothing to lose.
Well, when you get choked out and you have a tattoo above your neck, you look even stupider.
That's funny.
You get tattoos on your face, like the game. When you like to choke out the game, I like to get that dude's back. Your little LA on your face, motherfucker. Go to sleep. Hey, look, all you have to do to get a tattoo in your face is go to a tattoo artist and be dumb enough to get a tattoo in your face. It's not.
Those are people that don't think about the future.
Yeah, that's a problem.
Guys aren't accountants.
Were you there when we ran into those fucking guys in San Diego with Bobby Lee? You weren't there. It was me and Jimmy Schubert and Bobby Lee. This fucking guy had these tattooed tears in his face, and Jimmy Schubert was trying to pick up his girl, and we almost got killed.
His girl?
Yeah, we almost got killed.
God, that guy's a dick.
And I'm like,
pussy.
the guy's got tattoos on his fucking face.
Teardrops.
Yeah, what more does he have to lose?
He's not a clown.
Yeah.
He's not a sad
Either that
clown.
guy's a killer or he's really sad.
Yeah.
Either way, leave his girlfriend alone.
He's not a clown. He looked like a fucking straight killer. He looked like he just got out 20 minutes ago.
Most tattoo guys, when they have them on their face, they are pretty tough. Not,
Or at
70%.
least reckless.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
at
mean,
least
you know,
reckless.
so that whole thing, you know,
Unless they have like
tattoo
lips, like they tattooed a kiss.
Well, if you see a guy with a tattoo of the leprechaun, the fighting Notre Dame Irish, you don't worry about him.
Yeah.
All right, or the Tasmanian devil. All right, hack. That's a hack tattoo. But when you see a guy with spider webs on his elbow, okay, or a tear,
Yeah, that's why it doesn't look cool.
or
It
the
just-
SS signal, the SS on his hand, maybe you should back
Have you
off.
ever watched felony fights? You ever watch some of that shit on the internet?
Like in jail? Fight?
No, they take these guys who just got out of jail and they have them fight, and there's
Really?
fucking no rules. They fight in like a fucking orchard, like in
Really?
Yeah, it was ridiculous. They fought in like some dirt field. And this one guy got out of jail covered in tattoos, and this fucking Mexican guy beat the fuck out of him.
Really?
One guy didn't know how to fight, and one guy did. And there's no rules, and they don't stop the fight. So the guy was out cold, and this Mexican guy is dropping knees on him while he's out cold, like throwing his whole body weight down on him. Bang! Over and over again. Bang! And the guy's making the most disturbing noise. The guy who was unconscious is going, like his body is just fucking. Because when you get knocked out, it's basically like your brain is just short-circuited and sent an electrical charge through your system. So all of his system is firing all fucked up all at once. And he's making all these crazy noises, and he's stiff because it's not regulated, man. Is that the fight? That's it.
That's a trailer from Felony Fights.
Oh, that's a trailer for Felony
There's
Fights.
3 people going at once.
Oh, there's some of them. I mean, but the one that I saw, I've seen a couple of them, but the one that I saw, this one white guy and this Mexican guy, and the Mexican guy knew how to fight, and the Mexican guy beat the fuck out of this white guy.
Is that Tracy Morgan?
Yeah, Felony Fight. It's crazy. Someone's gonna die in that.
I gotta start going to these sites. I don't know these sites on the internet. I gotta start finding. Look at that. That's all night. You can watch that stuff.
How can you not know that these
real
sites?
fights.
These guys beat the fuck out of each other. Bare knuckles.
What do
no
they get?
rules.
Money?
I guess they probably pay him. You know,
there's gotta be a
they
purse.
must give him something.
Yeah. Oh my! Look at that.
Yeah, dude, you don't even know because they don't stop the fights. The guys are
when do they stop
unconscious
it?
and they get smashed.
Well, they don't have to pay for refs.
They pulled this guy off eventually, but he had already dropped like 3 or 4 knee. I mean, talking about his whole body weight, like leaping up in the air and then dropping a knee on this guy's fucking face.
Yes, they just go
This
to
is
some
not
corner.
This is in the street. This
Yeah.
is right.
Oh, they fight everywhere, dude. They do it in parking lots. The one that I saw was like in an apple orchard. These guys are in between trees beating the fuck out of each other.
Look at this.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy, man.
Tattoos on his knees.
Look at these guys. Look at her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, this is hard to listen to. What else we got?
I know. Yeah,
Look at
Look at people driving their car. Look at what, fuckface?
I thought they were all on the
XM
internet.
sucks. This is bullshit.
It's hilarious.
I got the bad version.
Oh, this is exciting radio.
We got anybody else calling?
Here, we'll do some
Sure.
magic tricks now.
Dave from Tennessee, what's your question?
Hey, what's going on, Joe?
What's up, dude?
Hey, listen, I mean, I love the UFC. I do. But I think it's just gone too commercial. I mean, back in the day when it first started, they would fight 3 or 4 times a night. I mean, that was fighting, men of men's there. Now, I mean, but you kind of summed it up a few minutes ago. You said that they were in the hole. Now I kind of understand why they had to, change a few things and make it more commercial. But, I mean, I just really enjoyed it when they would get in there and fight, like I said, 3 or 4 times a night sometimes.
It's
kind
of interesting, but as an athlete, as a fighter, it's the worst way to do it because those guys, if they're fighting 3 or 4 times a night, man, like we've seen it in Japan. Japan still has tournaments. Pride, they'll still have they have their the middleweight Grand Prix and the heavyweight Grand Prix where they make guys fight twice in a night, and you get fucked up, dude, and you got like an hour to recover. And guess what? If you break a foot or you break your shin or your hand, you're not going to be able to fight good in the next fight. You're not going to be able to fight as well. So you're getting guys.
Well, yeah.
They get hurt real bad, then they have to fight again. So they don't get to put on the best performance. And it's not fair because one guy can win a fight in 10 seconds with one punch, and the next guy can fight a